All right, our next piece is going to involve these items. A nice little piece of pine, not too thick, a keychain ring, and a rose. Let's see if we can do it. Have this little piece of pine cut out. I have the rose um, glued down onto it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out each of these individual petals. Not every one. You can see there's some tiny, tiny ones in there. We're not doing that. But I will cut out those tiny petals. I am going to go ahead and cut out 3 of the leaves to add to it. And we're going to make us a keychain out of this, a rose keychain. So what I'm going to do is throw a number 5 blade on here. Just something middle of the road to cut through this, to easily go ahead and cut through this pine. And then we can get started. So I need to, once I get this attached, one thing I like to do, I'll tighten it up and then I'll crank this up full speed and let it run at full speed for a second. What that's going to do is kind of stretch out that blade, or at least stretch it. And then as soon as I loosen this, you're going to see that you can just see that loosened it right up. So then I'll move it up, tighten it up, and then re-tighten my blade there. And then I can go ahead and I'll cut this out. Now, this is going to be one of those pieces that's very, very tiny. So we're going to have some fun carving it. I'm going to even have so much fun cutting this thing out of here. So let's see how that goes. So you notice I typically will print 2 of these out, 2 of the printed pieces like this, because I want to be able to put this back together in the way that it is supposed to be as best I can, so that I get an idea of where I'm going to be cutting and what I'm going to be cutting and how it should actually look, how each of the pieces curve together and fit together and all that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and stick all of these pieces in here like so, so that we have rebuilt our little rose with all the pieces. Now you can see that these things are little tiny pieces. It's going to be so fun to go ahead and carve. So there it is, and that's with the 3 leaves. Do I want those 3? Let's see here. We have this one up here. I think what I want to do, because of the sizing of them, I think I like that. I think that's going to be the best option for this little keychain. And then I can have the hook right up here, and I think that's going to look really, really cool. that should do it. I think that's going to be great. So let me go ahead and start carving. The last thing I'm going to do are these leaves. So I'm going to put them aside, sit them up out of the way. I think what I want to start with, so that I know my height, is I want to start with the center piece. The rest of my pieces will go off to the side. And I'm going to keep this close by. I'm going to use it as reference so I know where things need to cut. Like this needs to come down, and I need that to come popping out of there. So let's see how this works. All right, so I've kind of roughed this shape in. I'm pretty happy with how that's looking at the moment. So now I want to pull this template over to me. Happens to be stuck down by the suction on the on my downdraft table. I'm going to go ahead and fit that into place, and just so I see where I have to go with this. And I'm pretty happy with how this looks. All right, so now we're going to start with this piece, the one that fits right in here. We do round that down. It's going to be lower than the piece that I've just did right there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I don't need the paper that's sitting on here, so I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. There really isn't a lot of detail on there. And so there we go. Let's start. So you'll notice that I finished that piece, and I kind of dry fit it partway through to make sure that I've got that rounded down and it's lower than the centerpiece. And you're going to see me doing that quite a bit, where I'm fitting pieces in as I'm carving. I may even pull pieces back out at different times to readjust and make sure that they do fit properly. So let's move on. I found it. So as you can see, I'm just slowly building the rows from the inside out. Doing these as individual pieces really helps to allow you to get that steeper cut in there. Um, as you can see, holding on to these little guys is very much difficult. It is not an easy task, but it is doable. I tried the pliers. I wasn't real happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one next, as this one goes behind. I don't know if you can see it back in here. It's way back here, and it is lower. So I want to make sure I get this one first, which is going to be more like this guy, and then we'll go from there. All right, got another set of petals done. We're going to continue to work our way around. I'll go ahead and I'll do this one next because it's low and it's right in here. And then we'll get this one, which is this, and then this one, and then we'll have the leaves to do. Once I get that done, I'll go ahead and I'm going to sand each of the pieces smooth, so they're much smoother, and then they get glued together. And then from there, I can do some final sanding. And the person that wants this wants a yellow rose. At first, I thought this wood would give me close enough yellow. I may go to some of my watercolor that I have, mix a very, very light stain of yellow, so because I want the woodwork to show through. So we'll see how we do that, if we do that. So let's go on with the next. Let's go on with this little tiny piece here.
Feel like that one piece is a little too high. Like I said, lots of adjustment.
What are your thoughts so far? I am really liking that rose. One last piece to do, and then we have leaves. What I'm going to do first, however, is I'm going to get this done. I'm going to sand these so they're nice and smooth and look nice, and get it glued together. Once that is glued together and drying, then I can go ahead and I can get my leaves. As I said, I'm going to do this one and then these two over here so that we have our 3 leaves. So we'll go ahead and do that next. All right, here we go. The full piece is ready to go, and I have to go ahead and sand this. You'll notice I left pretty big chunks at the bottom. That's so that we can glue stuff to it. All right, we're fully sanded now. Um, so now what I want to do is I want to go get some of that. I want to go get some of my watercolor and give that just a tint more yellow. I think is what that's going to need right there. So let's go ahead and we'll see what we can do with that. I'm a little unsure of why I'm recording this because I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to screw it all up. And I figure if I don't show it and I screw it up, I have a chance to fix it, and you'll never know. But I guess I'm going to just be bold. Oh, that isn't bad at all. That just that still allows the wood to come through, and it gives it a little bit of a yellow look. Nice. Okay, that worked. Wasn't sure if I had enough water and I was going to be too yellow, which I would have to do a heck of a lot of sanding, if even that, because this is water on here and it will just soak right into the wood real easy. So I'd have to sand a lot to get it out. But I think we're okay here. Yes, we are. Very happy with the way this is looking. Yes. Has that slight hint of a little more yellow to it, which is what I was looking for. All right, so now that just has to dry. So you can see the difference in the wood here. Um, it definitely has a much nicer yellow tint to it. So that is just beautiful. Let's put it somewhat back together so we can get an idea of what we're looking at. Very cool. Very happy with what we have so far. I think I'm putting this together right. Oh, missing a piece. I don't have that right. See, this is why we have this, so that we can get it all together the right way. That goes, go there. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. This goes in here. And this goes here. So there, got it. There she is. Have a yellow rose. So now I want to do the leaves. Those are going to go way down. And then I'll lightly make those a green color. Look at this. It's all together. I'm going to go ahead and get some green, do these leaves, and then we can glue this together. Let's give our green a shot here. I'm okay with this. I do like how it's a little bit darker down in those cracks like that. And that's all right. That's not good. Got green on our yellow. Not what I wanted to do. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I've got it all glued together. I think it's looking really nice. Once it's dry, what you're going to see me do is I'm going to take, you can see these thicker edges down around here. I'm going to take and round them under on this and get it so that it's looking more natural, like a more rose-like. So I can get those little edges bent down around a little bit so it just feels nicer. Then I need to put a finish on it and attach all the things that make it a keychain. So hopefully it's going to be liked by the person that bought it.
My sincerest apologies to all of you. The camera didn't film for whatever reason that last part where I rounded off the underside of that. Hopefully you get an idea of what's going on here. I did carve underneath on that and just smoothed it back. And so you can kind of see those leaves are a little bit thinner looking. And I got rid of that heavy bump edge around the side. And it's a much nicer look to it. It's just a matte finish. It's a polyacrylic. It's a real tough finish. There's 3 coats of it on there. And it's good to go. And I did send it off to my client, and she absolutely loved it. So that worked out really well. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget, go out and carve.